Jerry, he's heard it. You know how many times he's heard that.
I'm sure.
So I'm going to move this off close to. This is out. This is.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. One.
All right.
One of my favorite things is when we do Bessarabia and Chosidil. And the last part of that, before we go back to the beginning, is
Right.
and then I
Right.
you, you just do whatever you do. You don't do what's written. You do something crazy.
I do some.
You try to do what's written, but it comes out.
Well, I'm doing ornaments.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to maybe introduction
Well, we're
or
going to
some
do
kind of featuring.
we're going to do a Hasidic waltz, and you'll take your up front thing. You know what, Dave? It might be a good idea to get a tuning note from you, just in case.
But we're not going to do that. It would be smart, but we're not.
Do a B flat. You're in tune? Tuned at the factory?
Factory tuned. Yeah, it was best $25 I ever paid.
There you go. Pay a little extra.
Done.
It's always in tune.
Done. You know what I learned recently about Bob? Well, I'm silent. You know, you can,
Sure.
thank you.
Well, thanks for having us today. And we have Dave Posmontier on the piano. My name is Stan Slaughter. I play trumpet and flute, and Bob Buchan plays the clarinet and the flute. And we're three members of a larger klezmer ensemble. And we're going to play a bunch of very diverse music for you today. Klezmer, and we're going to play some Freilich and some Ladino music and some Middle Eastern flavored music and all kinds of things. So we're going to start out with a tune called Rosid Besan, and it is a authentic klezmer piece of music. Right on. One, two. Thank you. So I'm going to try not to talk that much about this music, more play the music. But klezmer music is sort of I mean, it's very complex. It goes back to like the 16th century, but the music that came to the United States is basically early 20th century, 19 teens, 20s, Eastern European wedding music. The klezmer musicians played for weddings, both Jewish and non-Jewish weddings. And a lot of these musicians were not trained. They learned their instruments. A lot of them were self-taught. Many of them did not read music. And they would get together in somebody's living room and they would do rehearsals. And somebody would say, oh, listen to this melody I just thought up. And he would play it, and the other guys would play along. And they would write a klezmer tune, just like write their own song. And they made it after the guy that made it up. So it was very anecdotal kind of music. It wasn't until the 1980s that a couple of musicologists from New England Conservatory of Music, Henry Saposnik, and who was the other guy, Dave? The famous guy. Anyway, I can't think of his name. Anyway, they kind of codified it. They wrote it down. They went to Europe. They interviewed all these like 90-some-year-old klezmer musicians who were living in Poland and all this. And they just wrote the stuff down, and then there was a resurgence of klezmer music in the late part of the 20th century. And we benefited from that because starting in 1998, we traveled to all these Jewish music festivals in Europe, mostly in Germany, of all places. 10 years in a row, we went to Europe and played these magnificent Jewish music festivals with this like this 8-piece klezmer band. And, yeah, Judaica was very popular in Germany. It has since kind of faded, but anyway, so here we go. Okay, this next tune is it's a tune called Kolomeki, and it is, what would you call this, Dave? A Turk. Yeah. This is a Turk. Can I yes, you can. Do you want to use the mic? Or? Okay.
Can you hear me? Yes. Well, this is an audience participation tune. And it requires not so much singing, but saying something. And there's two spots, and we can practice it. Well, the first time is going to be the word oi.
Oi.
And the second is oi vey.
Oy vey.
So it'll become apparent when we'll lead you into that.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Yep. Set it up, Dave.